I was actually talking to one of your former teammates, Rebecca Rayner, about sort of the impact that you bring in, how you were standing up defenders and she was loving watching it. And just, what would you say your biggest strength is?
I think trying to bring that physicality, that pace, that power. I think I want to go into a game and put defenders on the back foot, face you up, take you on, and I think I did all right with that today. But you know, everyone else showed great character, everyone else used their qualities very well today, and that ultimately got us the win.
And I think you're being a little bit modest there, but the goal, we've got to talk about that. Obviously it's the goal that keeps us in it, that gets us to the penalty shootout. Just what was going through your mind at that moment, and obviously the roar in the stadium when it did go in the back of the net?
I don't remember much apart from just tapping it in. Obviously it was probably like 2 yards away from the goal, but a goal's a goal, and yeah, finally I got to kind of celebrate a goal for England, which was nice. But you know, it kind of pumped up the fans, everyone on the bench, all of our team, and we almost got another goal before the end of the regular time 90. So you know, it was a great feeling and I'm very happy.
And lastly, let's talk about the game as a whole. Yes, obviously we've gone on, we've won, it was a fantastic comeback, but obviously in terms of the initial performance, what needs to change in the semi-final against Italy?
I think we know our qualities, and I think we have to be able to attack a game from minute one. I think, yeah, like I said before, we know our strengths, and sometimes, you know, teams come out like Sweden did, like taking nothing away from them. They came out with a lot of physicality, speed, power, and that almost maybe shocked us. But I think we know that we can't underestimate anyone, and we know Italy are a strong side as well. So we need to go into that game with clean minds, but also to go and do our thing as well.
Michelle, congratulations and good luck for the semi-final.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Courtney Sweetman Kirk there. Let's bring in Tash Dowie, former Lioness. All right, Tash? Tash? You there?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Oh, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we've got you.
Perfect. How are we?
Oh, good. Tash,
Good.
What an unbelievable game. I mean, that was ridiculous.
I mean, I can't really quite believe what I've just witnessed. I think for 70 minutes, Sweden were phenomenal. And then within 2 minutes, the game just completely changes on its head. I actually think probably tactically, Johansson got it wrong with the subs that he made, taking Asllani off and some key players, I think actually really weakened them. And then on the flip side, I was saying that Sarina Wiegman, again, leaving it too late, you know, 20 minutes, why did she leave it so late? But they produce, you know, your Chloe Kellys, your Beth Meads had a massive impact. Ajiman, again, made herself a handful. So credit to the subs, you know, to have that mindset to come on and make that difference. And then, yeah, the penalty shootout was ugly. It was probably one of the worst I've ever witnessed, but somehow he came through, you know. If you had probably asked me after this full 90 minutes extra time, did England deserve it? I'm not too sure really with regards to the quality, but the mentality that these girls have is phenomenal.
Look, before we go and talk about the penalties, because they were a bit of a shambles, but we'll get into that in a bit. Let's talk about the starting 11, because I was watching the game, Tash. England were miles off it. Sweden was so much better. Like, they were all over us, and they moving the ball quicker. They had better dynamics up front. You know, Carter at the back, she really struggled. He ended up having to take her off. But surely Sarina Wiegman's got to look at this and go, got to make some changes here, because we can't keep getting away with that.
Yeah, do you know what I really struggled to understand was the way that England were playing.
Yeah.
You know, we were almost going long ball, playing direct, which isn't the way England play, almost playing into Sweden's hands, because then you make it a transitional game where then Sweden then can get in behind. And I didn't understand that right from the off. Absolutely, you know, conceding a goal in the first minute isn't ideal. But even after that, we talked about what is this proper England that they keep saying. And proper England is that graft, the hard work, the grit, which they weren't showing. But also then, this England now, they're a ball-playing team. They possess the ball. They've got ball players. They want to play through the thirds, and it was really ugly football. And Sweden, to be honest, their game plan was spot on, and really they should have seen the game out. Even being 2-0 up, they could have made it 3-0, and they'll be looking back at this game thinking, how have they not progressed?
Yeah.
Tash, I think we'll see Ajiman come in now and she'll score 2 in her last 2 appearances off the bench. Is she making a statement to say, you know, I should be now starting, or is Wiegman more looking at this thinking, I love you coming off the bench and making a massive impact?
Yeah, Wiegman is really loyal to her players. Russo's going to be her number 9 for a long time, and I think that's something that Ajiman needs to be patient with. I'm not calling her a super sub. I don't like that saying, but right now she is an impact sub. I think she's still too young and inexperienced at major tournament to start, but she's absolutely a plan B. You know, if England are struggling, to be able to go 2 up top and play Russo in that number 10 role that she plays so much for Arsenal with a Blackstenius. She's done that many a times, and I thought that looked good. And it gives them that plan B of maybe being a bit more direct. correct.
Tash, I've got to wait
Yes.
there, right, because I've got Courtney
Absolutely.
Sweetman-Kirk, who is with England's Chloe Kelly right now.
I am with Chloe Kelly. Chloe, talk to me. We are live on talkSPORT. Talk to me. Have you ever been involved in a penalty shootout quite like that? Because I don't think I've ever watched one like that.
I can't lie, it was mad. But it just shows what we're capable of as a team. We get over the line no matter what we face. Hannah was unbelievable, but belief in our squads, belief in our staff, and we got the job done.
And in terms of you, I had a great view. I was behind that goal for the penalty, and it made me smile, the smirk at the goalkeeper. Was something said? Is that something that just came out in the moment? I mean, it's cool as ice.
Nah, I think she laughed at me, so I just got the giggles and laughed back at her. But it just shows how relaxed I am in that moment. I just, practice all the time, so I'm ready for the moment to take a penalty. So, it just felt like we were on a training pitch, so it was just cool.
And you mentioned not so long back, you've got a finishers little group chat. You're going to have to change yourself out of that group chat and go in the starters one, surely, because you're coming on, great performances, the penalty, obviously, the cross as well in normal play. Like, you've got to be in that starting 11 against Italy.
I just think for me, I come onto the pitch and I know my role. Tonight especially, know my role to come onto the pitch and make something happen. That's what I try to do. Representing England is absolute honour, so no matter what your role is, you execute it to the best you can be, and anytime I step on the pitch for England, I just want to be at my best to do the country proud but win trophies at the end of the day. So I think it's really important that as the tournament goes on, we keep pushing each other forwards, and I'll try my best to do so.
And yes, the comeback was fantastic, and I don't want to gloss over that, but I know you're an intelligent guy, you're an intelligent footballer, and we know that the first bit wasn't quite good enough. So sort of what went wrong? Why didn't it go as the way that it planned, and what do you need to do against Italy to get back to that full 90-minute performance?
I think we have to show Sweden a lot of respect. They're a great side and they played to their strengths. Stina running in behind is so hard to defend, and they played to that strength, and she finished the ball so well, and I think for us it was just like little bits that we needed to tidy up on. Sometimes we were a little bit too expansive, and when we gave the ball away it felt a little bit like we were disjointed, but we'll get it right, and we'll work hard on the training pitch in the classroom to make sure that we do get it right. But the effort was there, and that's the most important thing. We worked hard together and we pulled through together. I think this group showed great resilience. It's not about how you fall, it's about how you bounce back, and that's exactly what we did tonight.
Chloe, we'll see you in Geneva.
Let's go. Come on. See you later.
Chloe Kelly there with Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. We're just going to go back to Tash Dowie and talk about them penalties. Tash, why did it take them 12 penalties to realise that the keeper would dive in early, go down the middle? Like, I know it's pressure moments, but you could just see, like, the penalties were all... The keeper was just guessing the right way every time.
Yeah, it's so easy for us to kind of sit here in the stands and to say that, but I can't ever tell you that I've been in a position in a European quarter-final taking a penalty shootout. So the pressure on these players, you could see it. It wasn't just one or two, it was numerous. And I think that in the end, you know, the penalty was won. I think Lucy Bronze stepped up, and it's sad for the 18-year-old young kid, Holmberg, to be that one to have to miss. And she'll learn the hard way. But credit to the keepers. You know, the penalties were poor, absolutely, but the keepers have to make them saves. And I think as a player, sometimes you have your favourite corner. Some players look at the keeper, but most players have their corner that they know they want to go to. And once they've made up their decision, if the keeper reads it, then 9 times out of 10 they save it, and that's just the way the penalties go.
Look, Tash, we'll take the positives from this is that the fight back, you know, after 72 minutes, England looked dead and buried, really, and out of nowhere, a few substitutions, the spirit kind of lifted, and, you know, we got 2 late goals and turned the tie on its head.
Yeah, the England subs strengthened them and the Sweden subs weakened them, and that's simple as. You know, to go 2 up top and to have Agyemang in there. Chloe Kelly's deliveries were phenomenal. Beth Mead, you know, putting great balls in and getting herself into that kind of number 9 role that she does. I thought Lauren James as well, to have been out for so long, to kind of show that fitness level that she showed and the maturity that she actually showed throughout the whole game, extra time, I thought was really pleasing. What I'm hoping more than anything is your Leah Williamsons, your Lucy Bronze, who had a quad strapped are okay moving on to the semi-final. But yeah, the subs again, them finishers have finished the game off, and that's why the squad is so important. And in my opinion, we have the strongest squad in the whole tournament.
I'm expecting, 30 minutes after training tomorrow that they're going to practice penalties, because there's no guarantee we're going to win it in 90.
Yeah, tomorrow they'll be having their feet up, recovering in ice baths, I think. But absolutely, it will be something that I'm sure they've worked on many a times. And again, a penalty shootout is a lottery. Sometimes you win it, sometimes you don't. But luckily for us, we've got a good keeper in goal who stood up tonight and made herself counted.
Tash, you're a star. Really appreciate you staying on for us.
Cheers, guys. Thank you. Take care.
And Tash Dowie there, former Lioness. So we're going to take calls on all things Lionesses. The comeback, unbelievable. You can have